Now let's get into the stories on Newsdesk now. A simple quarrel with a neighbor resulted in a serious allegation that she's a witch. Although a ritual declared her not guilty of being a witch, her accuser still chopped off her hand and fled. This is the story of Asibi Dute, a woman in the northeast region who's pleading with the Ghana Police Service to give her justice. Jojo Kobna brings you excerpts of his latest documentary, Finding the Witch Hunters.
A lady picked a quarrel with me, and her son accused me of being a witch. Later, the people in the village took me to the Gambaga witch camp. They performed rituals which showed I was not a witch, so I came back to the village. The boy came to attack me at home. He was aiming for my neck, but I blocked it with my hand and he chopped it off. He fled, and to date, the police say they can't find him. I was home alone. I was cooking when someone charged at me. He was aiming for my neck, but I saw it fast enough and instinctively blocked it with my hand. So my hand got chopped off.
That is the story of Asibi Dute, a 40-year-old woman who is a resident of Sakogu in the northeast region of Ghana. For the past 8 years, she's been living without one hand. Her woes started when a young man accused her of being a witch. Asibi said a lady in her community picked a quarrel with her, and subsequently, the lady's son accused her of being a witch. Asibi took the accusation lightly, but realized the seriousness of the allegation when people in the community sent her to the witch camp in Gambaga to test whether she was a witch or not. The way a chicken died would determine her fate and the entire course of her life. In northern Ghana, when you are accused of witchcraft, you have to bear the full cost of the ritual. So Asibi took care of the full cost, and the ritual confirmed that she was not guilty.
I was cleared of witchcraft allegations. The fowl said I was not guilty. The chief then asked me to go back to Sakogu and ordered that we use dialogue to settle our differences.
Asibi, who was 8 months pregnant, said she thought she was free, but the young man had other plans.
I was home alone. I was cooking when someone charged at me. He was aiming for my neck. He tried to cut it off with a machete, but I saw it fast enough and instinctively blocked it with my hand. So my hand got chopped off. He then fled. To date, the police say they can't find him.
Asibi was left broken.
As soon as we say you are a witch, even small children can beat you. They can do anything to you, nobody cares.
She had now mastered ways of living independently and taking care of her son. Her husband also traveled to southern Ghana and never gets in touch with her. She feels pains when the remaining hand is not covered. She cooks and does many other chores with one hand. She feels the young man who chopped off her hand had stolen her joy in life.
I am really pained. I am hurt. Now I can't do anything. And the boy who did this to me is free.
Asibi is yearning for two things: money to start her own business, and also for the police to track down the perpetrator, who is still on the run.
So the full documentary will be aired next week. But joining us is the project coordinator of the Presbyterian Go Home project at the Gambaga Witch Camp, Samson La. Good morning to you, Samson, and thank you for joining us. So how often do we get to hear these stories? Hello, good morning, Samson.
Hello?
Yes, good morning, Samson. So I'm asking, how often do these stories come up?
In fact, as for the story, in a day we can get about 5, 6, 7 cases coming up.
5, 6, 7 cases in a day?
Yes, in a day, yes. There was a day that we had about 14 cases one day.
So it means just yesterday you would have had cases?
Yeah, yesterday we had one. There were 2, but one was able to go back home and one had to stay.
Tell
so
us
we had
that
2 cases yesterday, but those who are staying, she stayed at the camp because we didn't end her case.
Tell us about yesterday's case, please.
Is that?
Tell us about yesterday's case.
Yes, they are one woman of witchcraft, and when she came, that she was found guilty of the witchcraft. Hello?
All right, Samson, yes, we're listening to you.
Yes. So when the case was not over, she had to stay at the camp because if she gets back, she wouldn't have her life. So that is how it happened yesterday.
So this witch camp, what's the whole? I understand that you're keeping them there for safety, for their own safety.
For their safety. Yes, yes.
But then they are having to live with stigma, I believe.
Yes, sir?
I'm saying they are having to live with the stigma of being called witches.
Yes, exactly. But at the camp is better. Where it is so much very dangerous is at the community level, where everyone who knows you before will say you are a witch. But if you are now at the camp, already it is confirmed that you are a witch. So they are fine at the camp rather than at the communities. That is what exactly happens. As for the stigmatization, we have tried and tried and tried. And it's going on and on and on. Yeah.
So what's the population of the camp?
Well, for now, we have 82. It had reduced to 67, but now it has gone up straight away to 82. And we have seen another new dimension where men are now accused. So right now, we have about 4 men at the camp. And all this thing happens this year. Okay. All this things happen this year.
So with the men, what's their situation? Is their situation as serious as the women?
Yes. In fact, the men were also accused as the women. So we are all battling it out. It has not been easy, but we know that by the grace of God, everything will be fine.
Do the men also get attacked? And how about children?
Yes, the men were also attacked. In fact, that one was even more serious. But for the children who are staying there, they are not accused. Many of them are not accused. Just some few of them. About 3 of them are accused as witches. But many of them are staying there as a result of their grandmothers, their grandparents, so that they can come and help them, so that they will be able to do something. That's what is happening.
Why is it so difficult to look for the people who perpetrate these acts?
In fact, you see, the communities where these accusations are done is so inferior. As for us as a project, we have been able to reach them. But even if you want a policeman to go to that community, you will not get. That is the problem, because the kind of things they will want to demand before they reach the community, it is going to be very difficult. And again, some of the women themselves who are accused, they might not be ready to open up to show that this is the man I want you to prosecute. And you know, when you get to the court, they will want you to stand, and then you will get the prosecution done. These are the challenges we are facing through.
All right, thank you very much, Samson Lion, for all the work that you're doing. Moving on, the chief of Nankpandu in the Northeast region is demanding the arrest of a group of individuals who connived with a fake Tolese witch doctor to torture and extort large sums of money from over 20 elderly women in the town. According to a police report, the women accused of being witches were forced into confessions at a torture camp in Togo. For their release from the camp, their relatives were asked and made to pay imposed fines of between 2,000 and 5,000 cedis to the witch doctor. However, after the matter was reported, Togolese security forces raided the torture camp and arrested the fake witch doctor. Following his arrest, Nankpandu chief is calling for justice for the women as he demands the arrest of the individuals who forced the women to the camp. Correspondent Ilyasu Tanko has more.
This is Mary Dute, an 80-year-old resident of Nakpanduri who has been accused of being a witch. This location is a notorious torture camp for witchcraft allegation victims and mentally ill persons who are dumped here mostly by family relatives. Run by a former tribal warlord, the camp is found in the Togolese community of Barkosi, which is less than 10 kilometers from the Bumpurgu border post at Yamburi in the Bumpurgu-Nakpanduri district. This woman has not committed any crime, but one of the women at the camp mentioned her during her false confession. In this video footage, the 80-year-old woman is being made to go through the purification ceremony to prove her innocence or otherwise. A ritual which often involves the slaughter of chickens, where the innocence or guilt of the accused is then determined by the final poster of the chicken as it dies. However, this is done differently among members of the Bimoba ethnic tribe. In this process, this white fowl is tied to this magical stick. Mary, the accused, is made to hold the stick while reciting the following incantations. If I am a witch, this fowl should die. If I am a witch, this fowl should die. After a while, the fowl is loosened up to fall from the stick. Mary, after the process, was asked not to leave the camp until her family could pay a fine of 3,000 Ghana cedis for her exorcism. There were several other women detained at the camp waiting to go through this traumatic process and to pay hefty fines before gaining their freedom. They were, however, rescued by personnel of the Togolese army who raided the camp and arrested the witch doctor following a complaint filed by a victim relative to the Ghanaian embassy in Togo. Upon their return to Nakpanduri, the women were attacked and their houses vandalized by the accusers who insist they must be banished. Mary has since been taken out of the town due to safety concerns, but her daughter Fusina Dute, who was with her at the camp, spoke to Joy News.
Ma, yoko 2 or more, honor, na man year 7. Ma, yoko 2 or more, no more year 7. And no mu ye bako, and sana. Yen yekurum ha fo na omude omukoye no na omu yeses omo woni me maame mukoye no.
We met 7 other women at the camp. My mother arrived together with 6 others, but later over 20 women were also forced here. The room where the women sleep has no door. It's like an animal pen, no space, and the women sleep on the bare floor. The women were starving, no food for them. Some of the victims also shared their plight. They attacked us and beat us mercilessly. My clothes were torn. Now I was almost naked. With my head on the ground, they dragged me to the chief palace, and the chief ordered that we should go back to Togo. But I'm not a witch. I have given birth to 4 children, and I have 13 grandchildren, and they are all alive.
For a
week, he didn't give us food. We walked for several miles looking for food. Sometimes we only drink alcohol. And you cannot sleep in the room because animals will enter inside to worry your sleep. He didn't care about that. He was only interested in his money. Police in the district have confirmed the incident, but said they are unable to make any arrest. The chief has been accused of blocking police effort to arrest the accomplices of the witch doctor who forced the women to the camp. The chief, now David Kansuk, denied the allegations and called on the regional police command to assist the district police with more personnel to arrest the suspects.
They arrested them. I said, police arrest them. What I will do is I'm going to tell them, Nobody has the right to come to molest a suspect. I've told them countless numbers of times. Nobody has the right to molest any woman. If anyone has a witch or is accused of being a witch, they should bring a person here. I'll keep the person safe because of them. So from they can go to Gambaga or wherever they want to go, but preferably Gambaga, because Gambaga is a place where every from there I know that if you are accused, use Gambaga, that's all.
Elias Sutanko reporting.